Good afternoon and welcome all to TU Dublin Hothouse Learn and Launch webinar. This webinar today will focus on Amazon Marketplace Solutions, Seller Central and Vendor Central. It will provide insight into the differences between the offerings and briefly how they operate. I would also like to remind everyone to please have your microphone on mute. You are very welcome to ask any questions via the chat panel. They will be answered after the presentation. For this presentation, I'm very pleased to introduce you to Elaine Ralph, CEO of SuperDisty, who will present today. Thank you, Elaine.
Thanks, Sabine. Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you all for taking the time to attend this afternoon's event. Just a brief introduction, I'm Elaine Ralph. I'm co-founder and CEO of SuperDisty. Big thank you to Technology University Dublin, Hothouse, Enterprise Ireland and New Frontiers for giving us the support that has allowed SuperDisty to help businesses across the world. So a background on us really, SuperDisty was formed to solve serious issues for companies that were trading with Amazon on their Vendor Central platform. After 20 years in IT distribution, we could see glaring problems for businesses that were effectively damaging livelihoods and inhibiting business growth. So the amount of time it took to manage the Amazon vendor account was draining. You can probably see it in my face, but mistakes were being made, and ultimately those mistakes led to financial penalties for companies which hit their profitability in the pocket. So we solved those issues, and SuperDisty solutions have now grown, and we're a company that are providing cutting-edge business tools to large organizations, SMEs and startups across the world. So from providing an all-encompassing advanced solution for Amazon vendors, now to guaranteeing that an aspiring startup has the best tools at their disposal, and SuperDisty try to make it not only possible but simple for companies to do so. So I'll head straight on into the presentation, and feel free at the end to maybe ask me any questions, and I'll happily answer if I can. So let's get going. So now, guys, can you see my screen? Sabine?
Yes, we can.
Great stuff, okay. So just a little bit of background. So our journey, we'll start at the very beginning, if you like. So we had an idea, we identified a problem that we felt we could solve. So we attended the New Frontiers program, which was fantastic, out in Blanchardstown, and subsequently then took an office up in IT Tala. So we went through the process of validating our idea, and that was a fantastic program. At the same time, we produced our minimal viable product, and we worked with Athlone IT to help us understand how our product, it's a software as a service solution, would scale with numbers of transactions that could be processed. How could we manage, would the system crash, which platform would be best for us? Would it be Microsoft, Amazon, Google, which platform we should use? So from there, and I suppose all of these steps were working in parallel. It wasn't just one step after the next, if you like. So you're working in parallel with all these steps. So our first objective was to secure an early adopter client, which we did, which was really emphasized to us on the Sprint program, that it was much easier, would be much easier to gain an investor or get funding if you've got an early adopter, a letter of intent, or a sale, even better. So it's important just to note as well, like, you know, when you've got your minimum viable product, it may well look clunky, it may not be as aesthetic as you want it to be, but if the concept and the product works, people will buy it. So on our Enterprise Ireland, then we were working with Enterprise Ireland to try and see how we could best get funding, and we decided to go along the route of the EIIS scheme, which is a government scheme that allows individual investors or private investors to invest in your business and get the benefit of tax relief on their investment. So we sold an equity stake in our company to an EIS scheme. There were 10 private individuals that invested with us. And at that point, Enterprise Ireland also invested in the business, and they took an equity stake in the business too. So it's important just on the funding, on looking for funding, you know, you're not actually giving away a portion of your company, you're selling. So you're selling to an investor. I think investors hate to hear, you know, you're giving away shareholding. You're not actually, you're selling, and you value your company on what your price is determined to be based on your valuation. So at the same time, we were trying to identify target markets and the entry strategy. And with a small team, it was, you know, pretty difficult to try and get everything done at the same time, if you like. But there were a number of programs that were available to us through our Enterprise Ireland link, which were the Enter the Eurozone program, which took us to identify different markets within the EU that would be relevant for us. And Italy, would you believe, was one of the ones that was very relevant for us. We attended an event out there with Enterprise Ireland called NetCom, and actually we're attending that event now again this year. It's a virtual one. The other one was the Irish Advantage programme, which took us on a trade mission to Australia. And we got a little bit of funding to a market discovery fund, which allowed us to identify and do more market research in the countries that we were looking to engage in. So I suppose the different market entry strategies were determined by language was one for us. So in Italy, we don't speak Italian here, so we appointed an agent that Enterprise Ireland had introduced us to in Milan, and that agent is in Terzic, and they look after all of our sales and support in Italy. So in parallel, we were building our team and finalising our product, and we began to build that team and start selling, and became members of the HPSU, which is the High Potential Startup Unit within Enterprise Ireland, the HPSU Founders Forum. And that's a forum that allows individuals to get together in a safe environment and discuss maybe any business issues, maybe problems or sensitive items that you don't want in the public domain, if you like. So, and it was absolutely fantastic to get into a group with like-minded people and get the supports that were available there. So that was our journey, and it will be different for everybody. So it depends really if it's a product, if it's a service that you're offering, or you know, the different funding mechanisms that you might like to go after. So just a little bit about our solutions. So our solutions consist of 4 products. We have Vendor Connect, we have Seller Connect, we have Product Finder and eSuperstore. So Vendor Connect is a product that automates all of the processes between Amazon Vendor Central and you or your ERP system. Seller Connect is for Amazon Seller Central, and I'll go through in a minute what the differences are. So that is a product that automates the business processes between Seller Central and you or your ERP or your accounting software. Product Finder is a brand new product for us, and that's cuts down work in one simple step. You basically have a list of products that you'd like to check online and what the price point should be and what the cost of doing business for that product will be if you're going to engage with Amazon on either their seller or their vendor platforms. But it's a very, very useful tool as well if you've got competitors and you want to check and see what the price points are for those competitors. Also, if you're a brand and you want to check in different countries what your brand, how it's represented in terms of descriptions and data validation. So it's a really powerful tool. So that's our brand new product, as well as eSuperstore is a new solution that allows companies to set up a web store instantly and be trading online in minutes. if you don't actually have a requirement for for a superstore or for an online store, you can simply use eSuperstore to create a website, and it's really, really easy. So our whole ethos within SuperDisty is to work smarter, not harder. And we take your products and your services in our SaaS solution and manage all of the transactional workflow processes to each of the different markets that you may be dealing in, and that may be through Superstore, maybe through Amazon directly, and it manages everything from start to finish. So we simplify complex processes. So straight into it, I suppose. Amazon have a number of different platforms that may be relevant for you. The two we focused on today are Amazon Seller Central and Amazon Vendor Central, and they're quite different platforms. Amazon Seller Central platform is the traditional Amazon, their first product, if you like, where you could register as a seller on their platform and you have a store on there, or you have a product listing and you sell your products directly to consumers. So when a customer buys the product, they often don't know where they may be buying the product from. It can be a number of different sellers. It's smaller volumes. When you start, it may increase to larger volumes if you're successful on it. So you get a series of individual orders and you ship those individual orders directly to the consumer, and Amazon manage the payment process, and they will make payment to your account once or twice a week, depending on the type of account you've set up. The customer service is managed by you if you're a seller. So you manage the sale from start to finish, and your pricing is managed by you. So you determine what your price point wants to be, what you want that to be on Amazon Seller Central. Vendor Central is slightly different in that Amazon purchase products. They are the buyer of your products. They purchase products from you directly, and they publish them in their own marketplace, and customers can buy products, and when it says sold and dispatched by Amazon, it means there's a vendor or a brand that has sold this product to Amazon. They house it in all of their warehouses across the world. So it's larger volumes, and Amazon buy from you or from vendors at wholesale pricing. The benefit of Vendor Central is it's large volume orders, so you get bulk orders, and all of these shipments are going to specific warehouse locations that are owned by Amazon across the world. So you agree your terms with Amazon on their vendor platform, and they will make payment to you then, depending on your terms, every 30, 60 or 90 days. In fact, at this point now, you'd be very lucky to get either 30 or 60 days. They normally pay on 90 days. So the customer sale and customer services and pricing and all of that stuff is all managed directly by Amazon. So they're two quite different platforms, and both require different approaches. So Amazon Seller Central, the quick overview, it's a platform for sellers where you register. You are charged a set monthly fee. I think it's around £39 per month. And you sell your products to end users, to consumers, and Amazon also charge a commission fee for items sold. So for instance, if you have a product that fits into a household category, the household category may have a transaction fee of 15%. So as well as your monthly subscription, you're paying a percentage transaction fee for every product that's sold. Our product finder tool determines what that transaction fee or gives you the information around what that transaction fee is. So now you can now use that product finder to say, right, I'm listing my products in a particular category. Your fees are going to be 15%, so you can determine what your selling price is based on that. So how to be successful on Amazon? Just a little bit of information, I suppose. 82% of seller sales on Amazon are bought through the buy box. And the big thing here is for you to be able to win that buy box in order for you to be successful. Of course, marketing and paid advertising campaigns are also key to your success there. And you need an efficient system to maximize potential. So you can imagine when you start off, you may have 1 or 2 orders that are processing through to you, but that can grow pretty quickly. So you need the automated functions of a system, and our SuperDisty Seller Connect manages all of those processes. So one other important thing to note on Amazon Seller is you are also responsible for your customer responses. So if a customer has an issue, you're gauged on your response time. You need to, in order to get the buy box, there are different ways to do it. So you need to sort of be top of your game for Seller Central for you to be successful. So what is the Amazon buy box? The Amazon buy box is basically what you see on the right hand side there, the white box, where the price is, as you see, $27.96. You have the buy now button, and you will also see underneath there, it's sold and dispatched by Total Digital Stores, this particular product. Now the buy box there, ordinarily if we were shopping on Amazon, we'd click buy now. And if you look on the right hand side there of the screen where it says you now have there are 9 sellers. So there are 9 other sellers that are selling that product that don't even get mentioned on that buy box page there now. Even though, if you note, one of the other sellers is actually 1 pence cheaper than what you're going to pay this particular company to buy their product from. So Amazon have a very, very complex set of algorithms in their system. So in order for you to get the buy box, you need to be efficient. You need to have, pricing isn't always going to guarantee you your buy box, as you see in this particular instance. You need to have maybe be enrolled in the Fulfillment by Amazon program, whereby you're allowing Amazon ship your products. Your response times, again, key. How you manage your customer, the whole customer experience is paramount to your success on Amazon Seller Central. So Amazon Vendor Central is a platform that allows vendors to sell directly to Amazon. So this one is by far the bigger opportunity, the most instant bigger opportunity. It's an invitation only platform. So they will only come to you if they see a demand for your product, or your product fits into their category requirements. So you cannot just go on and register for Amazon Vendor Central. They actually come looking for you, and they go to a number of shows, attend different events, identify, let's say if you've got a product that may be in a store, or maybe you're an online shop and maybe that product is doing quite well, it's getting a number of hits. And they are monitoring all this activity the whole time and will approach you to become a vendor. So at that point, once you've got your vendor account with Amazon, you can sell your products directly to them. Amazon then take over the whole responsibility of supplying your products to the consumer. They manage taxes, they manage response times, they manage absolutely everything around the whole customer experience. This platform by far is a larger volume opportunity, so it's one just to keep in mind, and one that you really should aspire to engage with them on if you can. The downside for Amazon Vendor Central is there are penalties imposed for non-conformance. So they may request an order or multiple orders from you today. If you do not respond yes or no that you can accept or decline this order within a specified time frame, you will get a penalty. They have specific delivery windows that are required on those orders. So you may have stock, or you may have stock due in. If you feel you can't hit those delivery windows, it's best for you to decline the order, because you will be hit with a financial penalty for not hitting a delivery window. You'll also be hit with a penalty if you accept it today and then tomorrow decide I can't do it, and it's inside a particular time frame that they will say, right, you said yes and now you say no, so we're going to fine you for that because we're expecting those goods sooner. So it's very important to manage the vendor central account effectively, because the financial penalties that are involved will ultimately hit your business in the pocket. So what do we do? So we help Amazon vendors to save time, increase sales, and reduce costs. And we do that in a number of ways. We help businesses increase revenue. We create efficiency around the business processes that are required to do that. And we help with profitability by avoiding non-preparation chargebacks and cut shortage claims too. So our graph there, or our circle there, is quite busy and maybe complex, but it is quite a complex process in dealing with Amazon. So I can't emphasize enough that whatever you decide to do, even around Seller Central or around Vendor Central, if it's going to be an option for you and your business going forward, it is vitally important that you have a system to manage the requirements that Amazon will impose on you as a business. So around our vendor solution, we manage all of the shipment consolidations, we manage the actual delivery requirements, we manage the invoicing, we manage the expansion into different countries. Our revenue increases that we see with clients generally that's quite a large one that we have on screen there, 689%. That particular company we're dealing with Amazon, and in one particular region, and they only had a small selection of their catalogue published because they couldn't manage the publication of the rest of the catalogue. We took on the responsibility of doing all that for them, and their business levels into the UK Amazon Vendor Central account increased astronomically, and now that company are moving into the rest of Europe, Italy, Spain, Portugal, France and Germany. So by increasing their revenue in their local territory, they were able then to move out into different territories and not build the costs associated to doing that. So our dashboard is pretty simple. You define your rules. Once you decide what your rules are, we automate the decisions that are made and notified to Amazon. We automate the order criteria. We automate the product listings. We automate everything that we possibly can to ensure that your account runs smoothly with Amazon and that you're recognized within their system as a quality vendor, which in turn allows them to order more products from you. If you're consistently failing with your responses to Amazon and not adhering to the rules within their system, not only do you get financial penalties for doing that, you probably won't see very many orders come through. Your orders will begin to diminish over time. So that led us on then to, once we'd completed our Amazon side of things, and we are very much a customer-driven company. And we were getting asked the whole time about, can you, what about our web store? Can we consolidate our stock? What about, Facebook and Instagram and Google and all of these other things? What can we do? Do you do that? So we basically decided to offer another solution, which is our eSuperstore solution. And it's a product that allows anybody, and I mean anybody, to go in and set up a website or a web store at the touch of a button. So it's 6 easy steps to create the web store, the web solution, or 7 if you like to, like me, like to have a little glass of champagne for your achievement at the end. So immediately you become visible online, and you can sell your products or your services across not only your own website but multiple other platforms. And you can manage this system completely from your desktop, from your laptop, from your mobile device. And there are quite a number of inbuilt marketing tools to help you attract more customers. It's multilingual, it's got a simple dashboard, and there are no transaction fees. One of the problems, and this was another reason why we looked at doing this, some other companies, when you register, there are transaction fees involved in, for making a sale. So, for instance, one large competitor, once you register, you pay your monthly subscription fee, as is the same with eSuperstore. But if you don't use their payment method, then they charge you a 2% fee for not using their payment method. So we wanted to take out, you know, the extra hidden costs, if you like, and produce a solution that would suit everybody. So just a quick look at our dashboard. If you register for the solution, you simply create your account, create your online store, add products. You don't need to actually do all of these processes, but it's best if you do. So you create your store and make your products visible then to all the different sites that you would like to engage with, and they may be Facebook and Instagram and Google Shopping. So that's just a quick overview of your dashboard. For those of you that may be attending today and are simply looking to set up a website, when you click into register and click into the dashboard, you simply click on edit site, and that will allow you then to click the store option off, as you see on the left hand side here, and that will make your store give you just a website, and you needn't necessarily go to the web store solution if you're not ready yet, or you can simply choose to click that on when you are ready to make your products live. So I took a couple of oh sorry, I beg your pardon, the call to action button here, as you see, removes the shop now option as well. So if you click store and you don't want to make your shop live, you just click call to action button here, and that will just make your store a brochure site. So I took a little bit, just a few minutes myself, just to set up a quick store to see how I could do it myself. So I set up that one there, just a quick one. It's a restaurant site, and that enables them now to be able to order now for collection. So they didn't have that option. So this is my idea, that like I could make this company some money by giving them a website that now would make their products or their food available for collection. So I did that. I actually got somebody who's just an electrician friend of mine just to go on and register and create an electrical store electrical service site where a user can book an appointment. So basically you can book appointments by integrating your Google Calendar, and it's a really, really simple thing to do in the web store as well. Another individual who never set up a web store set up the iTechnology store that you see there. And these are all sample stores that users have been able to go on and become online straight away. So I encourage you all to register at superdisty.com and sure, try it. You can't break it. You don't have to go live with it if you don't necessarily want to at this moment in time. But I encourage you to try it, and not only this, try maybe other store solutions that are out there at the moment, and you'll see how easy it is actually to get up and running and live within minutes. So thank you very much, guys. Happy to take any questions.
Thank you.